It's the morning of 31st May in Yerevan, Armenia. My uncle and I had just arrived in Armenia the night before from Georgia. Our hostel was less than 10 minutes walk from Republic Square, where there are fountains and a museum. So naturally, we explored the area around there first. Our goals for the day were just to explore the central area of old Yerevan and go to either Lake Sevan in the afternoon or a tour around central Armenia with a tour group to see the Terence Arch, Gerard Monastery, and Gardny Pagan Temple. The tour group was full, so we moved the tour group to the second day and decided to just go to Lake Sevan in the afternoon. After exchanging some money, getting a SIM card, and taking some pics around the singing fountains near Republic Square, we also went to the History Museum of Armenia, where they displayed a lot of historical artifacts and maps depicting Armenia and the regions around, including former territories of Armenia. I'm not sure if it's legal to upload a video on YouTube about the inside of the museum, so just have these pictures of my uncle outside the museum instead. After that, we had a simple lunch and went to the bus station to take a bus to Lake Sevan. It was here when I made a mistake. There are multiple locations where you can take a bus from Yerevan to Sevan. One was closer to the city center near the Yeritasadarkan metro station, which was just one station away from Republic Square, while the other station was North Yerevan and does not have metro connections. The bus fare was also more expensive. So let's start comparing. From Republic Square to the Yerevan North bus station, my uncle and I spent 1,300 Armenian dram, which is 4.44 Singapore dollars or $3.4 on the Yandex taxi, and arrived at a terminal building that looks almost abandoned and old. It's almost certain that this terminal was built during the Soviet times. We had trouble communicating with the cashier when buying bus tickets to Sevan, as we don't speak Armenian or Russian. We tried to use the Google Translate, but the signal was slow. Eventually, we managed to get two tickets of 15,000 Armenian dram or 54 SGD or 39 USD each for a bus to Sevan. But the final destination was not Sevan, it was Ijevan, and we were paying the full distance price even though we were getting off halfway. And there was no proper bus stop. The bus stopped at the side of the highway, and we had to take a separate taxi to the peninsula where the Sevanavank Monastery was located. But this cost just 300 Armenian dram, which is about 1.08 Singapore dollars or 0.75 US dollars. In total, it cost us 15,800 Armenian dram per person, which is 59 SGD or 41 USD, to get to the Sevanavank Monastery from Yerevan. Continuing on, we arrived at the foot of the peninsula hill on top of which the Sevanavank Monastery sits. As we began climbing up, it suddenly started raining and the wind blew super strong. I had never experienced such strong winds before, and the combination of the wind and heavy rain literally almost blew me away.
Oh, the wind and rain, they're so strong! Up here, at the top of Sevanavank Monastery. Such strong wind in my life before. It's located on a peninsula high up. Alright.
We had to find corners around the monastery to hide from the wind and rain, but not long after, the rain and wind subsided and we could get out of the tiny corner and explore the area again.
The wind is still so strong up here, but it's getting sunny and the lake, it looks beautiful on the sunny side.
We went along a dirt path and near the cliff, where we saw a double rainbow. Then we stayed and took a few pics on the monastery. Before going back down to the small pier, where I bought an Armenian flag for 550 drams and took a few pics with the bigger Armenian flag on the boats. Soon we took a taxi for 1,000 Armenian drams, just 3.6 SGD or 2.5 USD, to Sevan city, where there is a bus that goes to the Yeritasadarkan metro station in Yerevan that costs only 5,000 Armenian drams, which is 18 SGD or 12.5 USD per person. That was when I realized I got ripped off at the northern bus terminal. We went further out from the city center and spent more money on the taxi. And also spent more money taking a bus and alighting halfway because the bus's final destination is half the length of the country away. But this bus that goes in between Yeritasardakan and Sevan City, it costs less via taxi and is also nearer by bus. So anyways, while waiting for the bus driver to arrive, we had a mini tour around the street and the junction in Sevan City, and it looked super Soviet to me. When I was born, the Soviet Union already didn't exist anymore, but walking around and later driving through the city, it gives me a sense of nostalgia for something I had never experienced personally. It's as if this town is frozen in time. Armenia has already been an independent country for 33 years. But this little town looks probably just like how it did 33 years ago. All these potholes on the roads, and bent, rusty lampposts, and the dark brown and grayish architecture. This is literally the mythical Eastern Europe that I had only seen from YouTube videos and memes. I was experiencing it for myself, even though just for a short 40 minutes, and technically I'm geographically in Asia, but this is Eastern Europe. So anyways, the bus took off and drove along the highway, past a few churches, monuments, a castle, and finally arriving back in Yerevan. The bus stopped and dropped us off opposite the Yeritasardakan metro station in Yerevan, and we proceeded to take the Yerevan metro. Similar to Tbilisi, the metro system is a tap-in only system. No matter how far you travel, how long you stay inside the station, the fare is flat fare, 100 Armenian dram, which is 0.36 Singapore dollars or a quarter of a US dollar. I'm from Singapore, and comparing the metro prices is really a heaven and earth difference. If one station journey costs 1.09 SGD or 0.81 USD, that's 310 Armenian dram. And it's by distance, so the price can go up to 2.37 SGD or 1.75 USD. That's 680 Armenian dram. Of course, the quality is better, but this is easily 3 to almost 7 times the price of Yerevan metro. Like, come on! The cost of living is also not comparable. Anyways, back to the Yerevan metro. This looks quite similar to Tbilisi metro. It's in the same style as it was built during the Soviet period and has the standard 3-row elevators, those kind of platforms with huge pillars and art installations. It's all about the same. Now here's the train arriving. I didn't manage to take a longer video of the interior of the train as it was too shaky, but it's not that different from Tbilisi's trains. Anyways, we just exited the station after the train arrived at Republic Square station and went to a nearby public park. Back in Yerevan, there's this near Republic Square over there, and the museum. Here is a park full of fountains. Really peaceful place. Quite like it. Returning from Sevan, things were not too eventful. My uncle and I just wandered around Republic Square and had dinner, then stayed until dark to watch the fountain lights. And a rehearsal for what I believe was the next day's Children's Day performance. After that, we just went back to our hostel to rest and prepare for the next day. Because the next day, we will be leaving Yerevan again and going on a tour to Gerard and Gardeny. Stay tuned for the upcoming episode.